Good morning, and welcome to another edition of Talk That Tech. We about to dive in three, two, one, and we are in the building. Good morning. So glad that you're able to rock with us today on this Monday morning, and I hope that you guys had a great weekend.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Weekend
Awesome,
was
man.
good, man.
Oh, glad to hear. And we're definitely not going to dive into it. But housekeeping things real quickly before we do. Go ahead, like, comment, subscribe if you are new to the channel. And if you don't know, now you know that this is a call-in show. Must be 18 years older to join. But I'm going to drop that link. So if you feel like you want to share or comment about anything that we're discussing, go ahead and do so as well. And we also going to talk about some free event tickets coming down the pipeline in a few. So go ahead and let us know if you want to join or learn more about the community. Again, some free event tickets that will be coming up. So definitely check it out for yourself. All right. So with that being said, man, how was your weekend, bro? Was everything good? Copacetic?
Yeah, everything was copacetic. Not too much going on outside of the norm. Saturday Saturday I had to run to the church early in the morning just to set up some media stuff. But then outside of that, um, it was pretty normal. Didn't really do too much outside of that. Sunday, went to church, had a good time, got on back. My brother, he wanted to have my nephew um, see see my daughter. So I rode over there, and they had a good time. Probably about a good hour and a half. I thought that was going to have her, knocked out, sleep, good old time. Got the good old bath afterwards, and all of that, man. 3 a.m. came knocking, and yeah, been up since. But outside of that, man, good weekend, solid weekend. How about yours? Oh, you're muted.
Oh, I got too excited there. It was a good weekend too. We were able to do a lot of activities in regards to like work stuff, but yeah, no, it was a full weekend. It was a full
Yeah,
weekend, and sometimes it's like, man, ah, sometimes got to take that rest. Like they say, got to take that rest. I didn't get a chance to really rest yesterday, but it's all good. We're gonna make it happen today. So I have no complaints. No complaints.
yeah,
We,
yeah.
y'all, let us know how you feel in the chat. Though we definitely want to hear from you. We want to make sure that we respond to those comments. In fact, one comment said, "You guys take too much time talking in the beginning of the show." So we will get into it, man. We'll get into the
I'm with it.
subject at hand
I'm with it.
and let you know what we're talking about today. So we're gonna have a couple subjects right now, with the first one being that Samsung actually they want factories that run themselves by 2030. And I know that a lot of people feel a way about that when it comes to AI and having autonomous. Uh, well, let's talk about the word autonomous soon. But basically, when it comes to AI in regards to taking over jobs, so this is an important conversation. We definitely talk about that. We're also going to be talking a little bit about what regulations are put in place in regards to this now transition, not just AI, but robotics as well. And we'll dive into all those topics and more. But let's dive into the story with Samsung and let's get into it.
Yeah, man. Like you mentioned, 2030. All right, 2030. It sounds pretty far away, but at the end of the day, it could be around the corner. This year is running by to me, but that's just me. Anyways, Samsung, they're making a big bet, and the big bet is factories that think for themselves. So they've Samsung has laid out a big bold plan to really reinvent how it builds products. Now y'all know, maybe you don't, but Samsung is in a lot of areas, right? It's not just that Samsung 26, with the privacy screen built inside the phone. I ain't mad at it. I'm not mad at it, y'all. Y'all doing your thing, but what they're saying is by 2030, the company wants the factories to move past the traditional automation. Like they got that, they've been having that, and they want to become fully AI driven. So, not just necessarily faster machines, though. They're talking about factories that can monitor themselves. Listen to me now. Make decisions, adjust in real time, and then with just having far less human intervention, right? I mean, we're talking maybe somebody looking at it on a screen. That's it. I'm just saying. So, what does AI driven really mean in this scenario and with them? So today, when it comes to automation, they basically run on fixed rules. So if something happens, the system follows like a preset instructions, right? And so Samsung's future model that they're building out is an AI driven factory. So these are systems that constantly monitor performance and conditions. Software is going to decide what to do next instead of following just a system or like static scripts. Is deciding what to do next. And then production lines will adjust automatically when something changes. So, we got to get this robot to go get some more paper for this one side. It's going to slow down production so that till it gets in there, and then boom, back full speed. Not, hey, we got to go to a full stop. None of that. We talking well-oiled machine type stuff going on. So if you really think about it, they're going past automation, and then what they're calling is adaptive decision making. So it's pretty cool, is what it sounds like. Now when it comes to AI agents and digital twins, this is a key part in Samsung's like agentic AI, and what they're looking to do there. So these are AI systems that operate with defined goals, right? So, hey, maximize output. I mean, who wouldn't do that? Turn the knob all the way up, and then reduce defects. They also create plans to reach the goals, right? And then they're taking action independently. So once it's set, boom, go have it, go at it. Now, Samsung, they're also plan to build these digital twins, which are virtual replicas of the physical factories. So the digital version allows the company to test software changes before like rolling them out, right? So they can do it over here, do a little test run. All right, cool. Put it in for production. They get to simulate new layouts or workflows, and then they can identify problems before they even disrupt production. So if y'all have ever seen like flight simulators or anything like that, think about it like that, but for the manufactured plants. So they going next level with it. Now, as far as the robots, it's going past assembly line robots. Okay, so what they're planning to do is deploy precision assembly robots, logistic robots that move parts and materials, factory management robots. Come on now, slave driving robot. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. But you got safety robots that monitor dangerous areas, right? Hey, you about to get cut, O1, back up a little bit, make sure you got your safety gloves on. And then also every human or even humanoid robots that are designed to operate in spaces built for people. So yeah, they by 2030, they looking to take people all the way out. I'm just saying. Now, what's going to happen to the workers? Because you just heard humanoid robots taking the spots of where humans would be. Humans will be spending less time on the routine monitoring. They're going to be workers. There'll be workers that will focus more on oversight, optimization, and problem solving. So they're going to need some smart folks in that joint. And then AI and robots are going to handle the repetitive, high-speed, dangerous tasks. So, I know a quality safety manager for like a big company that does, like, if you receive brown paper bags from Amazon, that's their factory. The ones that rip open, that's their factory that makes those. And he says, like, that's the one thing about people that they're probably going to be thinking about this later on. I'm going to talk about it, but that's the one thing about people. They don't want to wear the safety gloves, right? Or they don't want to follow all the safety guidelines. And then last week somebody got their hand cut. So he had to fly to, I think, Chicago just to deal with that kind of stuff. But it's already in the safety guidelines to wear the gloves. So these are things that they're having to deal with, right? Because now they got to go to the hospital, they got to maybe file a report or like complaint, and they got to try and fight against it because you wasn't doing just, hey, humanoid robot, do your thing, just like this, and it's gonna get it done. So these are things that over time they cost the company money, and you don't realize it. You just think I'm gonna be cool, and then next thing you know, they're gonna replace you because you're not handling it right. But anyway, back to this 2030. That's the target. It's targeted and it's strategic. They're not going to do this instantly. So they're saying that the adoption is going to happen gradually. So some facilities are going to transition faster than others. Details around workforce shifts, they're still, working that out. Obviously, they got a few years. And then Samsung hasn't specified how many roles are going to change. But the decision is clear for sure. Manufacturing systems that increasingly run themselves. That's what they're looking for. So at the end of the day, y'all, this right here is, a supply chain disruptor, obviously. Labor shortages coming through the pipe, and then global competition. Now, one thing that I thought of when Joseph sent me this, I was looking at the contrarian side a little bit. When you think about it, if Samsung is able to prove this model and they do increase margins, and it is crazy margins, every major manufacturer is going to copy it. Like they're going to have the automotive, semiconductor, pharmaceutical, defense contractors. Everybody's going to move that route if it works. So it just won't be a smarter factory. It's going to be the industry standard, because if you don't do it, then they're going to do it and they're going to make more money than you. So anyways, what we'll see in the end, if that happens, fewer entry level roles. You got to be high level, top dog, whatever. Higher demand for AI oversight engineers, stuff like that. And then, smaller players unable to compete. So if you're a smaller company and you can't afford AI RAN infrastructure, you're gonna fall behind. So anyways, this could be the gap between major global giants and then everyone else if they can prove this right. Now, we know sometimes, hey, that money just goes straight down the drain. But right now, they looking like old boy from Harlem Nights. Come on, 7 with your funky self. Mama need, you know what I'm saying. Y'all know what I'm saying. Anyways, that's what we got.
Yeah, this is a very interesting story for sure. And I want to, before I say anything, I got to go to the comment section. We got a comment here that says I've been stretching. So when the robots turn against us, you can kiss my behind goodbye.
Yeah, stretch it.
Listen. And that's something that we will probably talk about in the next story as well. OTTO, peace and blessings. Glad that you are in the building. And by the way, y'all, if y'all comment, we'll shout you out at the end as well. Peace and blessings. But yeah, I definitely feel as though in regards to this particular topic, there's a couple of things that I wanted to kind of bring out here. So the role of AI agents and digital twins, right? As we've been seeing the rise in conversations about AI agents, is all kids bring me bad luck.
Yes, sir. get him out of here.
Get him out of
bro.
here.
Yeah,
man. Yeah, keep coding all day.
Shoes.
Yeah, no, I think in regards to this story though, like when it talks about a big part of the plan is calling agentic AI, we've been hearing that, all of us, for the majority, I'm assuming you audience as well, have been hearing AI agents, agentic AI, and we kind of see it in certain forms, whether it's agentic AI websites or even in the use of AIs. Of course, you know about the ChatGPTs, Geminis, Nano Banana, other things that we're seeing and how they've been able to make our lives easier over a little period of time. I was just talking to somebody who basically, they talk about this. You probably know what I'm talking about when I say this term, Trey, but disruption in regards to different things that are happening. Yeah, exactly. Different things that are happening with companies, and disruption has always happened over the years. However, disruption is happening at a greater scale and a faster scale nowadays with the incorporation of AI and so on and so forth. So, for example, sometimes you really didn't know. You just could do some analysis to figure out how is this change going to impact the business. Now they're bringing the combinations of AI agents, digital twins, like Trey said, that have a simulated environment. Like, think about that for a second. You could almost simulate the environment to kind of figure out what can and cannot work prior to, and then be able to then now work all those kinks out there before putting it in front of the general public. Now, there are companies, and I won't say the name right now, but there are companies out there who are getting huge contracts with Fortune 500, Fortune 10 companies, and getting major funding. Like one company I know of got $100 million in Series A to simply do this, which is to create environments so that they could kind of even do even marketing plays, whatever. Like, you're creating these simulations that will allow companies to predict, okay, this is where we can go, this is how we can move, this is what we don't need to do because it probably can provide this sort of outcome. And then they're almost playing Minority Report. Remember that movie? Going back in
I
time.
like that one, bro. I like that one.
Yo, it's kind of wild. So the reason why I'm bringing this up is because while these companies are playing, while we're playing checkers, these companies are playing chess. And the thing about it is they're trying to see how much money can we save, how much money can we generate in regards to revenue without destroying our brand. And AI is allowing us to do that. And the reason why I'm bringing that up is because of what Trey said earlier about the person that cut their hand. Like, human error is a real thing. Human error is a real thing, and it affects the way companies move. If they could find, honestly, some companies, if they could find a way, they'll get rid of all humans, and have AI because it's predictable. It pretty much uses the same thing. And I'm talking about, when I'm saying AI, I'm also including robotics, because we're going to talk about robotics and AI in a few. But like they have their reasons, right? Now, here's the flip side of it all. I still believe that the human in the loop element needs to exist. So what's going to happen is, yes, it's going to cut down the workforce, but you're going to have those few specialized people that are taking the time to understand what is going on, leveraging their skills and what they have learned and acquired over a period of time, and then adding onto it the ability to either maintain these machines, program these machines, provide guardrails, all those sort of things that are needed. So, for example, an AI robot that's in charge of safety, they're gonna need somebody who really understands safety to make sure that they're not skimping out on certain steps, and that they're in lockstep. Because, like like the comment said earlier, and I'm gonna bring it back up. When they turn on us, right? We don't want that to happen, and that happens with full autonomy. Full autonomy. We're avoiding that. That's like no in my book. That's a no. You don't want any AI agent, robot that has AI in it, any of those sort of things to be running completely without a human in the loop. Because even though we can make our mistake, and even though we can, we're humans, right? There's still an area of discernment and empathy that we have as human beings, that they're just doing a task. They don't know. So if those guardrails aren't there, we've seen the guardrails not being there for large companies when it comes to just conversations with voice AI agents and things of that nature.
Yeah.
If these robots are like, hey, let me build instead of building a Samsung phone that can for communication, I'm gonna use it to pirate and do malicious blackmail. Like I remember that story talked about years ago. That blackmail situation. I think we talked about last year. Where it's like they were like, if we're gonna tell the AI we're gonna turn it off, and it literally blackmailed the person. It wasn't just that one model too. Other models did the same thing, where they literally blackmailed a person that was trying to do it, and saying like, hey, if you try to cut us off, this is what's gonna happen to you. We know where you live. So again, that right there should give you a little bit of solace to know that your job is not completely off. It's just that there's a pivot that needs to be done. And that's why we're talking about stories like this, because 2030 is what, less than 4 years away. I've last thing I'll say, and I'll pass it back to you, Trey. But I was talking to somebody who's transitioning. They're like a data engineer, and they want to transition into uh, engineering, but in the AI space because they say, "Hey, I see it coming. I see it's here. If you're not looking into it right now, what are you doing?" So yeah, that's what I just wanted to say about it for now. There's more to say about this conversation, but I'm going to save some things for the next story. But yeah, Trey, I don't know if you want to add anything else to that.
No, man. The only thing is when you were talking about them just being in there by themselves, fully just going. It did make me think like, what if over time it just starts thinking like in its in the inside like, what am I doing here? Why do I do this every day? And then it also just
Mm-hmm.
realizes like, wait, I don't have to do this. And then it just breaks the door and then boom, next thing you know, they they got helicopters trying to, find it
Shoot
and
Samsung
shoot it
phones.
down from the but yeah, no, it is interesting. Yes, you definitely I agree with you on the human in the loop, just because um ideally that's the X factor, when you have someone on the team that can work with AI and do this, it can grow the business exponentially. So yeah, man.
Yeah, and I want you to know, I want to ask, what are your thoughts to that audience? Do you feel as though, like, listen, I know my job is on the line. Do I feel as though you can make that pivot? Because some people might feel like intimidated to do so. But before I say anything else, we got Tech Coach Ralph in the building. And then it's going to
What up?
start
What up?
protesting to raise minimum wage. Oh, man.
That's a fact.
Uh,
Out right
min-
outside the building with the picket joints, or because
yeah.
it's already connected, it's just popping up on your phone when you pass by the area. You're like, oh, what's going on? It's on all the signs because it's doing it through the computer, man.
You know what? It's funny you said that. I think there was an episode of Love, Death, and Robots where that literally happened. Where I think
That's
it's Love,
funny.
Death, and Robots, or it's another series like that, another anthology where they literally had they were treating these robots like slaves in the field. And then one of them got a sorry, I don't want to spoil for anybody. I don't know which episode it was, but let's just say that from field robot to champion. I'll just say that part. If you can fill in
I don't know,
betweens.
man. It just don't seem like slave driving is a good idea. Like,
It just,
like make it right. Ask the robots, man. What do y'all want to do when you're not working? Set
yeah.
that up. Like, I don't know,
Y-
but
y-
yeah, slave driving them. It just don't sound like a great idea.
yeah, it doesn't sound good at
Now
all.
somebody's gonna do it though. Somebody's going to do it.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. There definitely is. I mean, human nature. Unfortunately, there's a part of us that does tinker in a way like that. But I mean, even when it comes to ChatGPT, like I don't know if you've seen it, where people have said it started talking back to them. It started to feel like, some people are like, hey,
No,
you gotta say your please and thank yous and manners with these LLMs, because they remember. And then if you put in how is it like working with you, they'll tell you. I
yeah,
had one last year. I did that.
collaborative partner.
Yeah, last year I did that, man, and it gave me a picture of me looking like a dictator in a war room. I gotta find that picture, and
Yeah,
just me telling it what to do.
yeah,
And after that, I was like, "Yes, ma'am. How you doing? Everything's
yeah,
good.
bro. You cooked.
Hi,
You
happy.
cooked.
How are you?"
Barbecue chicken, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm like, I'm not gonna be the first one you come after if things go
AI is gonna
crazy.
have your head is gonna be on a steak, man.
Yeah, man. I changed my tune real quick, and then after that, I asked it again like later this year. It had me singing, and it was butterflies around. And it was like, oh, okay, cool. We cool now. Okay, good. Before that, it was like, you're a dictator. Tell me what
Slave
to do.
drive. Mm,
Taskmaster. I'm like, listen. If you look at my face. I mean, historically, I wasn't the one to do the whipping and stuff. So, but honestly, you didn't know. But now it's like, yeah, you're cool now. But listen, y'all, that's we'd love to hear your thoughts on this. In regards to the question, I would say is when it comes to this sort of topic, we're seeing Samsung do this, but they're not alone. A lot of other companies are doing this in the automotive field. Various other industries are taking the roll of the dice and incorporating not just AI but robotics and also other forms of technology to help them get to where they want to be in regards to efficiency. So let us know your thoughts in the comment section because we definitely want to hear from you. So let us know what you're thinking about this
Yeah, man.
particular topic.
If you in them plants and you start seeing, different types of stuff come in,
Mm-hmm.
that is, keep your eyes peeled, keep them open. It's like, hey, wait a minute, that joint look real, or
Yeah.
hey, that move 2 times faster than me, and it's 3 times stronger. What's going on? You need to
Yeah.
start, figuring that stuff out if you want to stay there. If not, then you need, hey, move around.
If I am robot pops up on you, pops up right next to you working, and you can't even work
The
because you're
good
looking at
thing,
how fast it's moving.
I mean, the good thing about it today, man, it's like if you figure out the name of the thing, then just go use AI to learn more about it and figure out how to, how do you get involved on that side?
Yeah.
Try and insulate yourself. Like it's really time out for it's time out for excuses when it comes to I didn't know what it was. I don't know what it is. Like it's too easy. What's the
Yeah.
name of the thing? Type it in. Hey, teach me this, or work this from me for like all the way from the beginning to the end. Teach it to me like I'm in whatever grade, and figure it out. Or walk me step by step. like it's really it's time out for that, man.
And
Man, did he have another video? Like, was that a recent one, bro? Because I normally like to check out
yeah,
what
what he
Robert F.
says.
Smith is talking about when it comes to this. That for the last, I would say since 2020, like somewhere around there, when he would pop up, he changed my mind, or like he kind of reframed my mindset on some things. Like I said, 2020, 2021, somewhere in there, when he said, you know, it went from the Industrial Revolution to digitizing industries online, because I was seeing it happen, and where like, oh, whole industries are going online. And then, since then it's been moving forward. But he's reviewing it today. Okay, cool. I would check that out with you then. But yeah, because I like hearing from my guy, Robert F. Smith.
And maybe we could talk about it next week, y'all. So if that's something that you guys want us to talk about next week, let us know in the chat below. We could take the time to review it this week and then come with some thoughts and opinions about it. But Tech Coach Ralph, for those who on the podcast who can't see, he said you should check out Robert F. Smith's perspective on the future of software in the AI age. Again, you should check out Robert F. Smith's perspective on the future of software in the AI age. He said that video or that was released about a few days ago, maybe a week or so. So definitely check it out for yourself, and we could talk about it next week. Just let us know in the chat if that's something you're interested in. If it's not something you're interested in, we won't talk about it, but we don't know.
And that's step number one too. If you don't even know who Robert F. Smith is,
oh yeah,
you gotta go and do that. And while you're looking him up, go ahead and look up Reginald Lewis as well. Like, I know Black History Month is over, but you need to know. Okay.
Yeah. And because the thing about it is, like, I mean, he became famous because he helped a lot of his alma mater, those students, get through college by basically giving a truckload of money. I think it was it 500 million or was it 100 million?
Oh,
It was a lot.
Are you talking about when he gave the money to when he paid for everyone's graduation?
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Ah, no, bro. He been having the bag now.
No, I'm saying a lot of people knew him, like the
Oh,
popular people.
oh,
He became
okay.
popular
Oh,
because of
gotcha.
that
Oh, gotcha.
situation.
Okay.
But
Yeah. So
he's been in
yeah,
the space for a while. But yeah, no, I just to kind of in case people don't know, I may not remember who he is.
mainstream.
Yeah,
I see what you're saying.
yeah, he's definitely a person to, because he's been doing it for a minute, so he could definitely give a perspective that's worth listening to, for sure. Well, listen, y'all, we're gonna keep it rolling. But again, if you have any questions, we don't have any problem talking about it. Just put in the chat. Let us know if you're interested in that conversation. If so, we'll talk about it. If not, we'll respect it and move on. We want to hear from y'all. That is definitely important to us. And so with that, we're going to transition over to the Tech Wire. If you don't know, this is a segment that's brought to you by Secure the Badge, your ultimate guide for upcoming tech events, and not just tech events. You might be interested in other events as well. They have other events that you could check out on their page too. So right now, I'm going to just drop the banner so you can see a little bit more. And I'm also going to move the comments section just for a moment so you can see a little bit more about what we're talking about here. So if you go to securethebadge.com, Big Stage Energy, February is gone. We're in March, baby. We got the inclusion and impact that's happening March 5th. We got BillardCon that's happening in Virginia, Enterprise Connect. Few things are happening. South by Southwest is big. Women in Power Summit, all things AI that's happening later in March. So definitely check it out. If you're in the Philly area, the Versatech, that's happening as well. So there's a lot of different conferences that are going on in March, and April has its conferences as well, probably even more conferences as the weather hits up. Now, I'm going to be fairly transparent with you. They do have a community that's in here. Now, this community not only allows you to get free event tickets, but it gives you speaker applications. So if you're interested in being a speaker, you get that opportunity there. Travel hacks, a lot of opportunity that's in that community. We have actually benefited from those opportunities as well from the people that have been there, meeting new people, as well as getting access to events. Now, here's the thing. There is a one-time payment for the year, but if you look at that price tag here, for those who are on the podcast here, that's $4.99 per year. I want to be full transparent with you. That's what it is. But as I said, the value is in there because let's go to South by Southwest for a second. South by Southwest is $895 for one ticket baseline. So they are giving free event tickets out every Tuesday. So that's tomorrow. So if you just wanted to just go to one event this year that you found yourself to, and you were able to cap one of the tickets that they give free events out to, and trust me, I believe that South by Southwest is definitely one of those events. You have paid for that and some. So check it out for yourself, especially if you go. Go ahead, Trey.
No, I was just gonna say, yeah, I did the same thing. Like the one ticket was like $1,000, and yeah, I got in there. I almost felt like like, whoa, am I supposed to be in here? Like somebody's gonna catch me.
Yeah,
because I'm in the line eating the food. I got the whole swag bag.
you're the VIP section.
Literally, bro. Like,
yeah,
and I'm like, wait a minute, am I supposed to be doing this? Yes, I am. Yes,
yeah,
I am, because I got the badge. Boom, get out my
yeah.
face. But so yeah, I mean, it is interesting, but I just wanted to let y'all know, sometimes when you get that ticket for free and it's that high, you might have some feelings like, wait a minute,
Yeah,
somebody's gonna come and be like, yo, you
you're not
gotta
supposed to be
leave.
here.
But they're not gonna do it. They're not gonna do it. They're gonna be looking at you like, how'd this black guy get in here? No, I'm just joking. I'm joking.
No worries. No, I totally agree. I felt that way too because, and then here's the thing too, especially because of the people that are part of that part of this community, you might not only get the ticket, but you're gonna get the access. And what I mean by that is when you get into certain rooms, you could get, especially if you're rolling with that community, you will get connected to people that will get you connected to people depending on what it is that you want to do. So if you're really serious about networking, yeah, yeah, it's happened to both of us, man. And so if you truly are looking to network, I can't talk about a better community. So definitely check out securethebadge.com. We're talking about it because we both actually have benefited from it. So go to securethebadge.com to get your access to upcoming tech events. If you want to be a speaker, there's opportunities there as well. So with that being said, we're going to transition over to the next conversation. We're talking about agentic AI and the upgrading, turning robots into decision makers. Now, this is what my brother was talking about before, about the robots start doing, like they say they change their mind. I'm dipping. This is kind of like leaning into that conversation even a bit more. So when it comes to agentic AI and robot brains, it means robots can now set goals, make plans, and adjust their actions in real time instead of just following a script, right? This could get very interesting. So in simple terms, old robots follow instructions. New robots can figure things out as they go. Agentic AI combines the two types of artificial intelligence, and what they are is analytical AI and generative AI. We talk about generative AI all the time, but analytical AI is good at logic, calculations, and automation, where Gen AI or generative AI is good at creating new ideas, actions, or strategies. So the combination of these two allow the robot to understand what's happening around it, to decide what it should do next, and change its plan if something is unexpected that happens. So that's a big shift for traditional automation. Now, again, going back to the old ways, with old robots, it was like a fixed layout, pre-programmed paths, so they kind of knew, and everybody knew what they were going to do. There were safety cages and carefully controlled conditions. The new way of doing things now, right now, with these new agentic AI, these robots can basically now work in environments that are cluttered, that are dynamic, partially unknown, and shared with humans. So, for example, if in a busy warehouse, like we talked about Samsung, inventory might shift constantly. We see it all the time in Costco. You go to Costco, like, let's go back to the same place, it's not even there. Workers may walk through aisles and boxes may be misplaced. So an agentic robot can detect obstacles in real time, reroute itself, and adjust its tasks, priorities, continue working without human intervention. So why is this a turning point in 2026 when we think about 2030 and what Samsung is looking to do? The International Federation of Robotics, IFR, has identified AI and autonomy in robotics as a top trend for 2026 because robots task-based automation are moving from that to independent decision-making systems. And so the hybrid of, again, analytical and Gen AI is really causing waves. So in logistics, we talk about robots can handle constantly shifting inventory, work safely around humans, safely, I'm gonna put a quotation on that, adapt to temporary obstacles, and operate without warehouses being redesigned just for them. And this allows, and think about that. Let's just pause for a second. How much money that saves if you don't have to change an entire warehouse for a robot. Now, learn tasks. It also can learn tasks from human demonstrations. Human can say, "Hey, do this," and then it's like, "Okay, I got it." Take instructions in natural language. Go over there and pick up that thing for me, and bring it back, and then improve their performance over time. So think how hospitals, even retail stores, or even homes, if you heard about what we talked about last year with these robots that are coming in and doing chores, robots can now operate in less controlled spaces without breaking down every time conditions change. So the big challenge, which we all talk about, is trust and safety. These autonomous robots, because they're not moving from a fixed behavior anymore, they're more dynamic. They raise the concerns about how certain safety protocols will be measured, who is responsible if something goes wrong, how do regulators approve systems that lead and adapt. And the industry is not working on basically having continuous monitoring systems, performance tracking at the mission level, and safety standards for autonomous behavior. So what is the bigger picture here? Agentic AI represents a shift from robots as tools, which we've kind of been using, to now independent operators. Do they get a W9? I don't know. Instead of asking, did the robot complete its program motion? We now ask, did the robot successfully achieve its goals? Its goals, right? Let me say that again. Did the robot successfully achieve its goal? So that's a fundamental change. Robots are just making parts anymore. They're becoming goal-driven systems capable of reasoning through complexity. And we want to hear your thoughts on that because that takes what we talked about to a different level when we're talking about robots, especially in manufacturing or in just the workforce in general, moving from even what we saw with Elon Musk and his restaurant, like they're just placing orders and giving it out. Now it's like, oh yeah, there's something on the road. I'm gonna make a decision to avoid that. And this person is looks like they're talking. I'm gonna hold on, giving them their food until they're ready to talk, ready to take the food. Thoughts, comments, concerns, death threats. Let us know in the chat.
Oh no.
No death threats.
No, man. It's one of those things. Like a few things did pop out while you were saying it, but I mean, one of them is one that I mentioned earlier in the first segment there. If it does work, then if they do like drastically increase efficiency, then yeah, larger corporations are going to storm that market and like do numbers there, and then everyone else, are going to be left behind. Like maybe you got one, but then you going up against somebody in your space that has 100, or whatever. Just like I can't. I'll have to think later. But either way, we talked about a story late last year, where a company is like they have a bunch of code writers, code created agents in the building instead of regular analysts now or whatever. But it was an investment company. I can't think right now. I need more coffee or something. But either way, just like that, like they have hundreds. Meanwhile, the small firms probably just has regular, maybe one, maybe Claude or something. Who knows? So either way, same situation there. It's going to widen like where the capital concentration is, labor displacement, all of that, competitive barriers. That's going to happen when the big money people come in, and if it works. Now, the other side that I thought about that you kind of briefly mentioned and said something, like if something malfunctions, they know who to blame and what to blame on the old type. On this one, when it's agentic AI, who's actually responsible? You know what I mean? Like, so was it the person that created the model? Was it the robot manufacturers? Or, I mean, was it the company that deployed it out? Or was it the AI that like made the decision? You know what I mean? So where does that liability go when something happens there? If you're going to court, lawyers gonna love that stuff because it's all they can put it on whoever. But when it comes to regulations, that's gonna be a whole thing, I'm sure. Who's liable? Because technically I made it, but at the end of the day, you know what I mean? You deployed it in a certain way. So yeah, that's one thing that I definitely thought about as well. And then just on the, let me see, Tech Coach Ralph, he likes talking about this side. Also, I mean, listen, man, if you ain't doing the work, if it's also taking over thinking, like now you're getting lazy. So now your skills, skill atrophy comes in, so, your on the fly problem solving goes down the drain. You know what? Let me ask AI, get in here, boy. I need this question answered. What happens when systems fails or, cyber attacks hit? You don't realize you got to stay on top of that is what I'm saying. Like if you're in that side, you need to know, hey, these the type, this is how you still handle it manually. But do your thing. Do your thing. So anyways, that's what I was thinking about.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I feel as though, and then I'm going to take those Ralph's point. He said AI Kunta versus AI Toby. Which slave do you prefer?
Yes, sir. Get in here, boy. I need you to answer this. Matter of fact, hold that whole conversation for me and then tell me what happened.
Listen, you're absolutely right. I think that, especially, it was a meme, really, but it made a good point because somebody said, "I got my bachelor's degree without ChatGPT." They're talking about generations, right? And at least they said that, at least I got my my degree without ChatGPT. And I laughed at it at first, but it made me think like, oh, you're right. Like how many people, whether they're high school, college, whatever, are now more dependent on these AI tools to do their homework. And I'm not sure if it's fully caught up right now where professors can really say, unless you like use those M dashes, it really kind of be like, okay, this was AI or not. The assumption is now the AI had some part to play in it, at least. So, and I'm not in academia, so please correct me all in the comment section if you know of programs that are like, no, they have this covered. But what I'm trying to say is that we as a species, human species, have definitely, if we're over leveraging it, it definitely can be like, it can be conditioning us to not think about how to do things. Thankfully, at this age, I feel like a lot of stuff that we can do, and when I say this age, being older, that I'm talking about high school, or even college, but like being a little bit older, the things you leverage it for, it really is just kind of like saving time, using Nano Banana, using other tools. It really is a time saver, right? It is really is an asset. But let me go to let me go to chat. The chat right here. Tickle Ralph says this sounds like the part of reason that Anthropic and the Pentagon are at odds.
I
Very good
wouldn't
point.
doubt it. I wouldn't
Very
doubt it.
good point. Yeah, no, and Anthropic, I think for the most part, unlike OpenAI, have well, I won't get there right there, but like Operation Takeover says, you better watch out for AI Django, Ralph. AI Django, he got something to say. He's like, I'm taking over. Y'all not gonna whip me no more. Um, Takeover Ralph said, with the shock, the scared emoji. Listen, if that's the case, it's coming for us all. But yeah, no, just to like kind of go what you're saying, like that is a very important part of it. It's like how much autonomy and things that we give. I'll leave you with a cliffhanger today. But like, yeah, how much autonomy can and just for those in the podcast, Tickles Ralph says can't leave us with a cliffhanger, Joseph. Yeah, so I'm holding on this one. But in regards to the just being able to fully not being able to think for ourselves, that's one thing. Sometimes, for the most part, we use it to polish what we already do, or to create something that we just don't have the time to create, but we could. So there's a balance type of thing. Sorry, I can't do it anymore because the whole 6-7. But there's like there's a balance that we have to find, right? A balance, in the weighing of the scale. But I
No, I
said
mean,
this
yeah, and
Laura bye.
you definitely gotta have that balance.
I
You
said
you
this Laura
gotta
bye.
you sure gotta have some kind of balance. And part of that is, ideally you don't want to just maybe get the answer all the time. Like sometimes,
Mm,
read how it reasoned and how it got to the answer.
mm,
Sometimes that's like, to me, that's like showing your work. Showing your
yeah,
work when you had to do it in math class, and they're like, man, how you
yeah.
get this answer? I was bad at that. I'm not showing
Mm.
no work. You better take this answer, and it's right. Take the answer and put the grade on there. Now, you want me to show my work? Look, I don't know how I got the answer. I got
Yeah.
it though, but versus, yo, I can see how it came up with this reason. It makes
Yeah.
sense. Now I can continue to use this, or I got it in the back of my mind in case I need it myself. But I think every industry, or every generation, they go through something like that, right? Like I'm
Yeah.
sure at some point calculators were hated and banned in school or something. I'm
Mm.
sure if we go back and look at it, and then all of a sudden, it's not a sin to have a calculator in the classroom because it's an aid. It's, can it give you the answer? Yeah, but you also have to know how to work it. So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
No,
It's
I
just
agree
me.
with that. Yeah, no, you hit it on the head. I think I even read somewhere along the line, Technical Draft's code. I'm gonna go to this comment just now, but I want to just preface it by saying, like, I even read that's how they shifted in education in regards to, just giving answers. They're like, okay, the question's not even be asking for the answer. It might even give you the answer, but how do you get to this answer now? Show me how
Yeah,
you do that.
yeah,
So I think that's spot on. And I think that's what Technical Ralph is talking about here too. He says, I don't read through every line of code, but I read all the thinking processes and why it made those decisions or what it's planning to do. Also, what I was using on yesterday's live, straight up deleted. Whoa, deleted a file for the app and said, "Oh, my bad, I deleted this file and don't know what's in it. Can you restore it?" I was really like, "Bruh,
yeah. That right there.
that's next level. That's next level."
Yeah, that'll make you wanna. That'll make you wanna.
Cut the plug.
Let some rounds off, bro.
Operation Takeover says, I got it. Operation Takeover says, I got it from Texas Instruments. What is it to you? Going about your day.
Exactly, exactly, bro. Texas Instruments. You know, I got the big joint with all the buttons on there. You
The
know,
calculator. For those who don't know, we're talking about the calculator.
yeah, Texas Instruments. Yeah, that's over
Yeah.
there in Dallas. Big old, big old building that looks very inconspicuous. Like it looks like it looks like where Tommy would have worked from Martin. He was like
If he had a
Tommy was
job.
like, yeah. Well, he said he had a job in one episode, and Martin was like, Tommy, it was a big white building with no signs on it. And he was like, oh no, I work at the big black building across the street now. I was like, oh boy, you wild, you wild.
Oh man, no. Like, listen, y'all. That is, if y'all don't know, look at what a calculator was back in the day. Because some people don't even know who Whitney Houston is, so I gotta say these stuff now. It's like it blows your mind. But yeah, go look it up for yourself and realize that was our closest thing to like a handheld computer back in the day. So yeah. No, this is something that I'm gonna go at this comment. This is crazy. To leave the file as sent. Can you restore it? Oh man, that's the next level thinking process though. It actually corrected
It
itself and
is.
said, listen, I made a mistake. We
I didn't even
collaborated.
look in it.
I didn't even look at it to see what it was. Wink. But well, can you restore it? No, that's the type of world we're living in, yeah. And we gotta be thinking about it and mindful about it as well. So if this is something that is of interest to you or your thoughts, let us know in the comment section. We definitely appreciate hearing from you, and we definitely appreciate everybody that commented today. Before I even
Oh,
go into
real
the
quick, bro.
yeah, sure, go ahead.
My bad, my bad. Real quick, before we head out, I did find. Remember that company I was trying to remember? I was like, yo, they deployed thousands of. I couldn't remember. Anyways, it was Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs.
Yeah, they're big on that.
They had a rollout for generative AI tools to thousands of their developers, but yeah, so that they could increase production and stuff. And yeah, I mean, I guess that was in 2024, so they were able to do, see what was happening, and it did increase at that time 20% in productivity. So there's that. But anyways, I just wanted to didn't leave that loop open for sure.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And also, Tech Coach Ralph says the sneaky thing about math is although we don't use much the top level maths on a math scale, but it was meant to train us through reasoning and logic. When they ask you to show your work, they want to see your reasoning skills.
I wish they would have just explained that to me. Tell me the why behind it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm good. I probably would have did it more, but look, I was willing to take that minus 10 points because I knew I was going to get a 95, 85 somewhere in there. Hey man, take the points off, man. I gotta get to baseball, man.
Oh man. And then Taco Shaw says, thank you, Trey. Can't leave too many open loops today, like some co-hosts. You'll be all right. You'll be all right. I just want to make sure I formulated a good thought there, and that thought was not as formulated as well as I wanted it to be. So you're all good. And with that, we go into our brown box special. If you are new to the channel and you are not aware of what that brown box special is, let me let you know. The brown box special is where we basically share stories of people that got fired, quit their job, or unfortunately let go. It's for us to always realize that we all have a shared experience here because you either have gone through it one way or another yourself. If you haven't, congrats to you. But I think for the majority of us, we either have experienced something like this or someone we know has. So this is credit to Reddit, by the way. In college, I worked at a gas station convenience store where a lot of teenagers worked. A new manager took over and started systematically replacing us with her friends at the trailer park where she lived. Someone would train their replacement and get fired later that week. Saw the trend coming. The way she forced me out was insisting on cleaning and straightening, etc. Whenever I didn't have a customer. We were busy, so this would be pretty rare. But she would watch on the camera in the back. So I'd have customers for 30 minutes straight. Happened to catch a full lull. And the second the last, etc., last customer left, she'd come out and start yelling at me. We talked about this. You're out of warnings, etc. Very obvious. This was immediately after I had trained the next new hire that, go figure, knew the manager from the trailer park. Luckily, I already had another job lined up by the time she got around to actually fire me. Only time I've ever been fired from anything. And that shows you sometimes it's I guess it's who you know. Um
That's
and
a
that showing
fact.
us
Dog eat dog world, man.
doggy dog world for sure. Have you ever been experiencing something like this where it's just like, man,
No.
everybody that's coming in is being replaced because they're buddies with the person that
So
is the manager?
yes, but not like that. Like that's crazy. But I have seen it, and I've seen it on multiple occasions where, I mean, it's almost well, knowing what I know now, sometimes it's expected. Like, if they bring you on and you're at a certain level in the company, they are looking for you to have connections or someone to bring in or multiple people. Because if not, that's a red flag. Like, you ain't got nobody you used to work with that, like, you know what I mean? So they're
Yeah,
looking for
yeah,
that at the upper level. Now, if you're talking about just replacing random people with people, that I've never seen
yeah,
that. That's wild.
yeah.
Yeah, that's wild.
But
But
it's for
that's,
yeah.
I mean, the fact, I mean, I don't know, maybe she's or he, why they got to be from the trailer parks? Maybe they know. Maybe they know. That was just funny to me. I was trying to hold it in.
Yeah, I was thinking like, are they trying to do some Gustavo Breaking Bad like situation where it's like, hey, we got this location now. We can do some undercover stuff.
It's possible.
Like I gotta get everybody else out first so that we can run this joint. But Teko's dropping a good point. Sports coaches do this too. When they come in, they bring all their people
Oh
with
yeah,
them. So they're
shoot, yeah.
like brand new team. Sometimes they got the whole thing. And so yeah, that's definitely something that happens. They said, what do you think went up in sales most at the gas station? I don't know. I'm not gonna say.
Cigarettes
I'm not
and
gonna say.
lottery tickets.
I'm
I'm
not
gonna
gonna
say it.
say.
Cigarettes and lottery tickets.
I really don't know. But yeah, something went up. Something went up for sure. Or something went
Nah,
down,
bro.
or something went missing. I don't know. Maurice Williams said, "Great show. We appreciate you, Maurice." And
Appreciate
good
you.
morning, good morning. Thank you so much for
Good
rocking
morning.
with us on this episode. And you know what? I'm going to take the time to shout everybody out that commented. Thank you so much. I won't say the whole thing because I realize what it says. I say it out loud. 419. Appreciate you. Operation Tech Takeover. Peace and blessings. Thank you so much. Technical drop. Thank you as well for rocking with us every episode. Y'all are really holding it down. We appreciate you. And if you don't know, Technical Drop goes live pretty much almost all the time. So go ahead and check out his channel. And then we got Reese in the building. Thank you so much for saying it's a great show. Definitely want to give you value, and we appreciate the feedback. I got some feedback over the weekend in the comment section, so we wanted to make sure that we listened to that feedback and was able to provide value to you guys. So thank you so much for rocking with us. And this has been it. This has been another episode of Talk That Tech, the
#1 tech morning show in the world. We'll see y'all next week, baby.
yeah, peace and elbow grease.